national debt is at 19 trillion and rising. Our citizens are ill-informed, and our government is incompetent. Our buildings are crumbling. Our deficit is almost over $500 billion. The U.S. is a slave to debt. And why is this? It's largely due to frivolous and not needed purchases made by our federal government. These expenditures range from so-called micro purchases of $3,000 and below, thousands of them, to trillion-dollar failed aircraft programs like the F-35 fighter jet, which costs over $1 billion to produce. So just why? Obama says anyone claiming the economy is weak is peddling fiction.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
Really? We owe over $19 trillion in debt and continue to waste billions and even trillions on failed projects which have been proven not to work. We lost nearly $1 million to a government-funded study of romance novels, spent $65 million on tourism ads, and wasted just over $1 trillion again on that failed aircraft program, the F-35, as well as a $500,000 study of medieval smells. Cannot make this stuff up, people. You do have to give them some credit, though. The government does find the stupidest and most outrageous ways to waste your taxpayer money. Another drain on your money is something they like to call a micro purchase. We also waste over $20 billion on $3,000 and below micro purchases. Little charges paid for by government-issued credit cards, which most government employees have access to. Some notable purchases include billions of dollars spent on Starbucks, strip clubs, and thousands more frivolous purchases made by hapless federal workers.
We wanted to know how much taxpayer money the government spends on these mysterious micro purchases. So we found out. Our review found about $20 billion in just about the course of a year. We asked all of these other major federal agencies based here in D.C. for their micro-purchase shopping lists, and all refused.
We're spending public money, we're spending other people's money, taxpayer dollars, and we ought to account for it.
Brian Miller, former Inspector General for the U.S. General Services Administration, says those government credit cards and micro-purchases are supposed to be used for emergencies, for the unforeseen, and he says they've been abused in the past. Our review found cards used for purchases of clothes at J.C. Penney by a cardholder at the Labor Department, for gym memberships bought with a taxpayer-funded credit card holder at the EPA, and at the General Services Administration, Miller said.
We've had a case where a high-ranking official used the purchase card to purchase hotel rooms and spas.
Instead of wasting $3 million to study shrimps running on treadmills, we could be spending that money and directing our tax dollars to infrastructure, energy independence, the border, and so many other notable and good causes that we don't simply have enough funding for today. It's vital that we change our debtor nation spending and mindset so that we can still have a country for our children. I'm Rex Jones reporting for Infowars.com.
Electrify your day with Secret 12. It's like life.